You're listening to the Coconut Avenue Radio and Podcast Network.
Welcome to Out There on the Edge of Everything, the show that examines, helps you understand, and effectively deal with the interesting edges of life. Broadcasting now from the virtual C344 studios overlooking the edge of Coconut Avenue is your host, award-winning and best-selling author, Dr. Stephen Lesavich.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Lesavich out there on the edge of everything. This episode is entitled Interview with Ms. Althea Gray. Today, I'm very excited to be speaking with Althea Gray, a human potential healer and professional clearer of the Santa Fe, New Mexico metro area. Welcome to the show, Althea.
Well, it's wonderful to be here today with you, Stephen.
You are a healer practicing many different healing modalities. You've had quite an interesting life journey so far. Tell us a little bit about your background and your life journey.
My destiny was to be a healer. Well, it's amazing how destiny will pull you to exactly where you need to be, sometimes a very roundabout way, because I never expected to be a healer, although I come from a lineage of healers from Nicaragua. My grandmother was an amazing Curandera. Those are traditional medicine people in Central and South America. I studied special ed at the University of South Florida. I studied interior design and art history. I have all these wonderful pieces of paper. I never expected to back into this, and it happened later in life. And so a Huichol grandmother said to me, "Oh, if you don't do this work, everything will be taken away from you." Well, it almost did. It took that much, and I finally said, "Okay, God, I'll do it." And then everything fell in place. So for all of you who are listening out there, sometimes you have to tell the universe you are ready. And so I said, I am ready. And then everything fell into place for me to do this work in life. And healers are going to be a very important part of wellness in the future. And the future is not far off in the future. It's in very close proximity. Right now, people are interested in healing work. Sometimes they don't know how to choose a healer, what kind of training a healer should have. And so all of this is being worked out right now so that people can be in trusted hands. So I'm grateful for how the universe took me to my place.
You're a human potential healer. What is a human potential healer?
Well, it's, for example, my destiny was to be a healer. And I had all of the potential, all of the wiring to do that. I did not get there because of things in society, or maybe things in my family dynamics or marriages. All sorts of things played a part in me taking a long time to reach this potential that I have. So often people have lots of clouds, lots of debris, a lot of blockages that prevent them from actually tapping into their potential. So I have found in my work, one of my focuses is really clearing up that type of blockage that prevents people from actually stepping into their ruby red shoes, their human potential. It's great work getting to the bottom of why people aren't where they should be. And I hate the word should, but where they could be. So that's my bend. Each healer has their own bend. Some are work more on the physical body. Some work more on very esoteric levels. I would say I am more esoteric, but each healer has their own bend. And when people are looking for a healer, they should know that. They should ask the healer, what is your focus? What is your bend? How do you work as a healer?
You are also a curandera. What is a curandera?
Well, curanderas it's a term that is used for healers, original medicine people from Central and South America. The word itself has the word cure in it. They're male curanderos and female curanderas, and they integrate both body, mind, and spirit. Our whole allopathic system is set up to work on just the physical. And so the curanderas will look at where's the disconnect in the person between the spirit and the body and the mind. And so they work on all these different levels, including any interference from outside, maybe dark forces that could be invading the person's space and interfering with their well-being. So it's very inclusive. And I would say that medicine people, whether they are in Australia or India or Tibet or Central and South America, that type of medicine is very inclusive.
You are also a professional clearer. What is a professional clearer?
Ah, wow. How I got there to professional clearer is as a child, I used to see a lot of things that most people could not see. And sometimes there were dark forces, maybe some demonic beings, fallen angels. And I certainly was harassed by these kind of energies, and sometimes dead people, probably the most common kind of energies that are out there where people haven't moved on. And why? Because sometimes we have forgotten rites of passages for people who've died, or they just don't know that they have died, and they're stuck in this in-between place that's still in the earth plane. So I literally was troubled by this almost all my life, by this other world. And finally, I created, and I had some help, some downloads from some remarkable beings to create a system of clearing out uninvited dark forces that are in the energy field of the person or a home or an environment, land, that it can cause mental distress, anxiety, sleeplessness, post-traumatic stress kind of symptoms, and sometimes suicide. It literally is a problem, and it's become more of a problem. And so I've created a very, very simple, easy way to clear these energies out of the home, out of the person's energy field, and they always feel better. So I wanted to take this world and take it out of the paranormal, scary Hollywood themes and consider it a form of medicine. So I look at it as bacteria, as viruses that are posting themselves in your energy field and causing, and when the numbers reach a certain level, causes a lot of problems, but no one ever looks at it. And if they did look at it, or someone said something about it, not many people are really well versed at clearing it. So I created a system where you can actually an analysis, so you can analyze what's in the energy field, a methodology to clear it, and to check afterwards if it's actually gone, and a way to remediate the environment and the person's energy field with light using a gold kit. So it's very, very systematic, and the results are always the same, and anyone can do it. So if you are a person who works in the energy field of another person, if you're a therapist, body worker, even a stylist or nail person who's in the energy field of other people, you want a simple way to clear your space, your energy field, your environment. And trust me, a sage stick is not enough.
So you offer a whole professional clearer course. So what kind of professionals should take your professional clearer course?
Well, I say it's professional, and the reason I use the word professional is because there is a clean, clear methodology that anyone, once you've studied it, can do it. So you don't need to be psychic. You don't need to have any special abilities. It's a methodology and it works every time. I've been teaching now this methodology for 5 years, but in reality, I've been using this myself for more than 15 years. So I have a whole huge track record of successes with this methodology. So who should take this? Professionals, of course. If you are a doctor or a therapist or a mental health care worker, or if you're working with drug addicted people, you're a social worker, yes, you should take this course. If you're a person who is working with children and you're a teacher or a kindergarten teacher, or if you are a person who's doing body work, oh my goodness, you're transferring things from one person to the next without realizing it or wondering why everything's getting heavy in your office. It's because Sage doesn't do it. You have to have a system, a way to clear those energies out. So anyone who works with people, and I do include stylists, and nail people, they're working directly in the energy field of people. All of these individuals should take this course. I not only teach the methodology, but a way for you to speak to your clients. I teach that, and how to market yourself afterwards, how to take the message out there that you know that you have a clean environment for someone to come in, and this is part of your work.
You offer personal energy clearings on people, homes, property, businesses, business names. Why does someone need a personal energy clearing?
You don't have to just be working in the energy field of other people, meaning body work, or let's say you're a psychotherapist, or you're a physician, or you are a physical therapist. All of these individuals are working directly, healers, directly in the energy field of other people. That's important. But you also need to take care of your space, because they not only invade your personal energy field, but the energy field in your home or your office. And so trust me when I say, unless you are a medicine person and you have incantations that go with the clearing up with a sage stick, it's basically you're blessing your space. So you may have an increase in light in the environment, but it doesn't clear out these other energies.
To determine what a person, etc., needs for an energy clearing, you first take a light measurement. How do you measure light?
Well, Andre Bovis, in the late 1800s, early 1900s, he was actually a medical radiesthesiast, meaning a medical dowser. They were doing dowsing way back then for medicine. And he realized that we should be measuring a way to measure the energy levels of the subtle bodies. Now, subtle system, we have a whole subtle system. Acupuncturists use those subtle systems. They may not show up on x-rays, but trust me, they are there. And so if there's a weakness in the subtle physical, subtle mental, subtle emotional, subtle spiritual levels, then it's really hard to affect the physical, the gross physical body in a way that you would like for wellness. And so what he did, he created a chart above his chart to measure light. So most of the great minds in the world over time has been studying light. So light equals energy, equals frequency, equals vibration, equals light. They all mean the same thing. So everything is made up of photons or light energy. And so what I did, based on the work of Andre Bovis, I created a chart that helps you have a starting point. How do you know if someone has dark forces in their energy field? Well, I look at anywhere from 1 to 11,000 will tell me if that person has a light measurement of that, then I know they have dark forces in their energy field. And as I said, I've been doing this probably now for 18 years, and it always is the case. And if someone starts at 18,000, they don't have dark forces in their energy field. And it actually tells me that the person does some type of meditative practice, because they have more light than the average person, which is only 14,000. But I have on my website, if people join my email list, they can have access to 3 free webinars on light, how to measure it, how to create a witness so that you can connect to whatever you're measuring, and how to dowse. It's an old art form, and it's very, very useful in helping to quantify your results.
What does a personal energy clearing involve? How do you clear away stuck energy?
Well, personal clearing, first you measure the light measurement of the person. That will tell you whether they actually have anything there that needs to be cleared. And then we check to make sure that a person doesn't have darker than dark energies in their energy field, which may be like demonic type energies. If we have that, then we don't move forward. I have created a special bath that gets rid of that. And then we're able to move forward on the analysis sheet. I have an analysis sheet, and we go down all the different categories on the analysis sheet to see what is actually there. We look at portals, implants as important numbers. We do measure those, because now with 5G, I am finding, and I have a record from the beginning, 18 years ago when I started until now, the number of portals that people have in their energy fields, those are energetic openings, has increased probably 1,000 times. So what started out, the average person had 5, the average person now probably has more than 300. And now I am getting cases where people have 20,000. So they may live near a cell phone tower or something like that. But I have longitudinal records that show this gradual increase of interference in a person's energy field. So this work is becoming more and more important to wellness, person's health, their state of mind, all very important right now.
So your energy clearings involve a 2-step process. You clear away the stuck energy, then you add light by using gold. How do you add light to a person using gold?
Well, in 1997, I had a vision where I saw myself existing in another place at the same time. It's sort of interdimensional experience. And I saw that I was a keeper of a ring. And so these small tensor rings, I have them gold plated. In the center of the gold of these tensor rings replicate the energy of the 0-point field or the God source. So whatever intention you put in there, it starts to create. So I created a way to use these small 24-karat gold-plated tensor rings and gold vials with actual gold, 24-karat gold shavings and other stones that enhance light, and gold sheets. And what it does, it creates an incredible alchemy and when you work them together to produce a light. Now, am I just using my intuition? No, we have a light measurement chart. We can measure and see that the light has increased dramatically. And so it's not just me saying it and measuring it. When you talk to your client, they say they feel better. It's been a long track record now of it working. And I'm very excited to have this during this time where things seem to be in such disarray on the planet.
Today, I'm speaking with Althea Gray, a human potential healer and professional clearer from the Santa Fe, New Mexico metro area. Althea, you mentioned earlier 5G technologies affect the energy of people. With cell phones, the Internet of Things, devices that are using 5G technologies like doorbell cams, washers and dryers, even your refrigerator, have you seen any difference in the energies you clear after the implementation of 5G?
Oh, absolutely. As I said, if you measure your cell phone, took a light measurement of your cell phone, it only has the light measurement, for example, of 1,000 consistently. And 1,000, what does 1,000 mean? It's the same number that we find with cancer patients, mold, all diseases start with light measurement 1,000. And so that's not a lot of light. It is in a range of being detrimental to your health. And so 5G, as I mentioned earlier, when I measure the number of portals or energetic openings in a person's energy field, when 5G was truly introduced in a big way about 4 years ago, there was a huge leap in the number of portals that people have in their energy field. And so I know it's having a tremendous impact on people. And you can see, if you look around the country right now, people are not doing so well. They're not happy. They're not peaceful. And they're not looking at dark forces as a reason. Of course, we have politics and pandemics that are absolutely interfering with people's well-being, but we also have this opening that's allowing all of these unseen detrimental energies coming into people's energy fields and adding to the problem.
What exactly do you mean by a portal? Is it a hole in our energy fields?
It's like a little pinprick, like a little tiny hole. And just imagine if you have thousands of them. And usually the person will not feel well. They may feel run down. But more than that, if there's entry of other things into their energy field that I label as dark forces, the person may feel repeating painful experiences from the past and wonder why their mind is rehearsing all of this, or they can't sleep, or they can't focus, and they're thinking it's just their life. But these energies also create that kind of experience. But because we don't look at it, and because people think of it as something woo-woo, something way out there, they don't know that these things are also contributing to their malaise, their feeling of not being well.
How can a person practice good energy hygiene on a daily basis in their own life?
First of all, the word love has a light measurement of 1 million. You can actually measure words. And so you have to be a mind watcher and be careful of the language that you give yourself every day, because the word hate, for example, has a light measurement of 1,000, which is the same as cancer or any other detrimental type of energy. The word love, and Dr. Emoto, if some of you remember Dr. Emoto.
For those of our listeners who don't know, Masaru Emoto, spelled E-M-O-T-O, wrote a book called The Hidden Messages in Water.
And he actually measured light, water, and found that your thoughts affect water. And so the word love, he used to tape that word on his water bottle so it would increase the light energy in the water he was drinking. I know everybody right now is being bombarded with such negativity. Make sure you cultivate love for yourself, for others. Listen to things that increase your a feeling of being loved, or feeling that you should love someone else. Don't spend a lot of energy watching or doing things or rehearsing language that stays into this field of darkness. That's the greatest thing you can do. Make sure you eat healthy foods. Have good boundaries. A lot of people don't know how to say no, or say, I don't want to be here. Make sure healthy boundaries, even in the office place, when you're being given the job of 5 people, to set some boundaries and say, I can do this and this and this. So more and more people have to spend time looking at what they think and what they're rehearsing every day. Make sure you spend a lot of time, more energy in the love sector than the hate sector. Make sure you stay around healthy people, meaning healthy, who share that love vibration. And I'm not being corny here. Believe me, it will make a huge difference in your life if you start mapping out and start being mindful. Check in this week. How much time do you spend in that loving energy?
Can you do an energy clearing on a pet?
Yes. Oh, yes. It is rare that animals have a low light measurement. They tend to be 50,000 minimum. And that's why when you're around them, you feel a healing, loving energy. And so it is rare that pets have low vibrations and they have dark forces in their energy field. But lately, I've had some pets that I've actually had to clear where they had dark forces in their energy field. So this could be from their environment, or maybe, when they were puppies or kittens, and even barn animals. I've cleared things off of barn animals. So they are vulnerable, but it's not often. It's rare.
What gets you out of bed in the morning?
What gets me out of bed in the morning? Curiosity. I have an incredibly curious mind. I like learning about everything. Everything is interesting to me. There's so many things that I would like to learn. I'd like to continue learning languages. I love the country of Sri Lanka. It's such a beautiful little island with such where the culture is still genuine. I have curiosity just about everything. So that's what gets me up in the morning.
Other than your professional clearer course, do you offer any other in-person or online classes?
Yes, I am going to be teaching the Goal Kit and more uses for how it can be a benefit to people. I have an institute that I started for professional healers, because all of you out there who are interested in becoming a healer, you do have a place now and in the future. But it's about making sure you know the language of your craft. How many other tools can you use to be of better service to your client? And so I'm going to start inviting teachers whom I think are really good at their craft to teach in the institute, to make sure that we're invited to conferences, that people don't think we're quacks, and that we can actually interface with and speak to a person's doctor intelligently, their therapist, about what you find in your work as a healer.
What's one thing you do on a daily basis that creates a positive impact in the world?
Well, believe me, I am a busy healer. I work from 7 in the morning and sometimes till 9 at night. I make sure that I step up to the plate every day. I do the best that I know how to do for my clients and to help them be better people, fulfilling their potential and making the world a better place. So it's my tiny little bit of contribution, but I do it every day, and I do it with love and happiness and gratitude. I am so fortunate that I doing what I came here to do, and I am fulfilling my potential.
How can people find you and contact you?
Well, you can contact me through my website. It's Althea Gray, GRAY.com, or you can email me at support@altheagray.com. Those are the best ways to reach me, and you can join my email list so you can be updated with things that I offer my clients and to the public.
Is there anything else you would like our listeners to know about you or your practice?
What would I like people to know more about is that whatever I do in my life and whatever I do in my profession, I see my healing work as a profession, that I do it to the best of my ability. And I don't stay stuck. I don't do cookie cutter healing. I constantly am learning and upgrading my abilities and my knowledge. And all individuals who are healers, you should always be in this process of self-improvement in what you do.
Fantastic. Today, I have been speaking with Miss Althea Gray, a human potential healer and professional clearer from the Santa Fe, New Mexico metro area. It was a pleasure to speak with you today, Althea. Thank you for being on the show.
Well, thank you for having me. I've had a wonderful time.
You have been listening to Out There on the Edge of Everything, the show that examines, helps you understand, and effectively deal with the interesting edges of life. For more information on your host, Dr. Stephen Lesavich, please visit slesavich.com. For more information on prior and future shows, please visit coconutavenueradio.net.
This is the Coconut Avenue Radio and Podcast Network.